This is a lesson on algebraic expression. Let's first define an expression. An expression contains variables, numbers, and operations, and it does not have an equal sign. When it have an equal sign, it's an equation. So we're going to look at few examples of expression. Examples: terms. The first thing is term. A term is divided by a plus or a minus. So when you have this, then a plus, this is another term. Here on this one, we have 1, 2, 3 terms. On this one, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 terms. A plus or a minus divides a term. Terms have names. If it's just one term, it's called a monomial. Mono means one. If it's two terms, it's a binomial. 3 terms, it's a trinomial. If it's more than 3, it's a polynomial. Poly means many. Now, a term is made up of numbers and variables. Variables are symbols. Variables are letters that represent a number. You remember when you are in lower grades, you'll have a 3 plus something will give you a 4. So when you are in grade 8, you are taught that 3 plus that something, instead of writing a box like that, they use an X or they can use a Y. They can use any letter which represent a particular number. 3 plus, it's a 1 is equal to 4. So 3 plus X is equal to 4. So it means X is equal to 1. So this X is a variable. Okay, we also have constants. A constant. When you look at this term, do you see this term has a variable? This term is also have a variable. This term has just a number with no variable is called a constant. So a term with no variables is called a constant. I'm going to look at how we add algebraic expressions. Let's look at an example where you're asked to add 7a squared plus 4a minus 2. You add it to minus 3 squared plus 6a minus 10. When you add, we add like terms together. What do we mean by that? You see here you have a 7a squared. Here you have a 4a. You can't add these two together. They're not the same. The a squared means a times a. Please watch our video on exponent. You'll see that explanation. And you see here you have a constant. You can't add it to any of these. So we add things that are the same. They're called like terms together. Let's rewrite it again. 7a squared plus 4a minus 2 minus 3a squared plus 6a minus 10. So we add like terms together. A 7a squared and a minus 3a squared. These are like terms. They're both a squareds. So when the signs are the same, are different, we subtract. So you have a 4a squared. 4a plus 6a, you're going to add it to be a 10a. And this constant minus 2 and minus 10, you'll get a minus 12. Now, this 4 is called the coefficient. A coefficient is a number that goes with a variable. 4 is a coefficient of a squared. 10 is a coefficient of a. And then 12 is a constant. A constant is a number that doesn't have a variable. This is how you add expressions. Do you see you don't have an equal sign anyway? They're called expressions. And this is the end of our lesson. Thank you for watching.